But like for me, when I feel most empowered, most in my faith, most surrendered, there is this like very overwhelming amount of protection that I feel, almost like this invincibility, because you're tapping into this deep understanding and knowing that at your core, at your most like authentic being self, it is untouchable, indestructible. You're, after all, the spark of God, walking around in a man or woman suit, right? But is it like bordering on delusion? If you're walking around, you're like, I'm invincible. Nothing can hurt me. There's like this fine line, this magical little line, okay? That it's like it borders delusion and transcendent knowing and understanding. It is like the fine line between mental illness and what we call madness, and the fine line between that and spiritual awakening and understanding and enlightenment. Ooh, you know, like the great beyond. Oh, I have seen it, and it's in me, and it became flesh and walked around amongst us, and we were blessed with his being, you know. Whoa, thank you for gracing us with your presence, divine chosen one, you know. But no, it's more like we are all that, and we're all searching for that. We're all searching for the surrender. We're all searching for the faith. Increase our faith, Lord, increase our faith. It's like, bro, I can't do that for you. I touched on this in the previous video, but it bears repeating. It's important. Why is it important? What is this invincibility? Like when you get to the nitty gritty of it, what is this like, it's gonna sound delusional to you guys, I know. It's fine. I don't care. You guys can call me crazy. It's fine. I've been called crazy my whole life. He's mentally ill. He's too much. He's insane. Whatever. I don't care. But I'm cool. I'm good. I'm good now. Like maybe at that time I was a little bit, but you have to get yourself. You have to get yourself to this place where you're tiptoeing that line. You're really close to delusion, but it's not. It's like the supreme knowing. I know that I am untouchable. You cannot fuck with me. Like, yeah, you can come in like I'm at a bar and like some guy wants to come up and he wants to fuck with me. He's like, yo, you're whatever, talk shit or whatever. But physically, like I know that I can't die. I know, it's insane. I can't die until my mission is done, until I have fulfilled my destiny. And honestly, that's how it works for everyone. God knows when you're going to die. You don't know when you're going to die, but God knows when you're going to die. Because this faith that we're searching for, it's for protection, right? Like you're afraid. Oh, I don't have enough this. Oh, if I don't get enough money, I'm going to end up on the street. Lord, protect me. Protect me from the elements. Oh no, Lord, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil kind of stuff, right? Like I have this supreme knowing. But you can just say the words. It doesn't mean that you believe it, that you've taken that into you, and now you're like walking around with that firm belief. It's almost tangible that you bring it into you and you're like holding it and carrying it around. And now you're the fucking spiritual badass. You're the spiritual warrior. How do you get to that place? How do you surrender? How do you let go? Because you stop fighting life. There's this basic realization that has to happen for you. And that's that everything that happens in this moment, right? There's no past or future, right? So like, can we like agree on that? Everything that happens in this moment, life itself that is happening in this moment, is perfect. So why would I fight with the perfection? Why am I resistant to this present moment unfolding however it needs to unfold? So when I'm walking around, when I'm like living my life, there's no resistance. I flow with life. I see it and I embrace it. Anything that comes into my field of vision, anything that comes into my sphere of influence, my surroundings, it is perfect. So I welcome it. I say, thank you, Lord, for this present moment always. And so I surrender to the present moment. I have faith that God is going to place what I need in any given moment at my feet. He's like, here, bro, you said you needed to eat? Well, here you go. Here's $5. I was walking and I was broke. And then I looked down on the ground and I found $100 and I was like, oh, now I can go buy some of the things that I needed. But it doesn't happen that easily all the time. It's not like that, like perfect of an example. Sometimes it might be like a person, and a lot of the times because we're so surrounded by people, it's going to be through a person. A person pops up and then they have this like piece of information or this piece of, like this like a shirt. They're like, oh man, like I've been looking for this like size extra large and I just can't find it anywhere. And then like, one person knows another person. They're like, hey, I heard that they might have that in their closet. I know it's like this obscure example, but that's how stuff happens. Or like you're out of gas and like you're walking on the side of the road and then like the person stops and helps you, because we want to help each other. The divine aspect of ourselves, our higher selves, the divinity in us is always looking to help. It wants to be of service. When you're letting go, when you're not fighting life, when you're fully surrendered and have faith in the supreme divinity of everything, then you're wanting to help and participate. You're like, what little piece of the puzzle can I contribute in any given moment? But everyone is so focused on themselves and their little story and their little lives and all their problematic little things that they're not tapped into the beauty, the peace that is all around them. Even in the most tumultuous moment exists this peace that has the portal into surrender and faith. It's always there. It never leaves. I'm telling you guys, it is always there. Even at your most fucked up moments, the biggest traumatic moments of your lives, the peace is still there, asking to be tapped into so that maybe that event isn't as traumatic for you. And so that you go through the trauma, you go through the difficulty, you go through the fear, you go through the panic, right? And then it happens, and then it locks in, and then it becomes your past. And then you sometimes you might even have PTSD, and you keep revisiting this past event because it was so traumatic. It shocked you, right? And you need to learn from that. If anything, like I say, don't go to the past too often. But if you're going to go to the past and reminisce and sit and worry and think about the past and feel guilty and suffer over the past, at least look at those main events in your life that shaped you. You were abandoned by your mom or dad. You were raped or molested as a child. You went through some hardcore shit. Your parents were divorced. Your mom died. Your sister died of leukemia when she was 5. Whatever serious stuff happened, it messed you up. Look at it. Learn from it. How is that trauma manifesting itself in my life now? What are the ripple effects of that event and how have they shaped me? And now that I'm learning from that past, if something similar happens again, or that feeling that I used to get that now keeps popping up again, how do I channel that feeling into the now and observe it and sit with it so that I can finally let go of it? Just because you're feeling fear in the moment doesn't mean like you have to like lose total control and power. Let it sit. And it's going to be like there's two parts of you. One that's like aware and full of love and bliss, and the other smaller part of you that's just like kind of gnawing at you in your gut. Or maybe your heart's like beating out of your chest. Let it beat. Feel it beating. It's beating really fucking fast. Oh my God. It's like, oh, I don't feel good. I'm breathing really fast. I'm hyperventilating almost. Sit with it. But don't let it take you over completely. Don't lose control. Don't think in that moment that you are that experience that you're having temporarily. You're like, oh my God, I've lost my shit. Like I'm fucking insane. No, you're not insane. You're just having a moment. And so for me, if I'm living my life and I temporarily lose track, I mean, it doesn't happen often for me anymore, if at all. But if it does, if I have a moment of fear, it comes in, and as quickly as it comes in, it goes. It's fleeting, guys. It's temporary. Life is changing. It's always flowing. It's temporary. Don't get stuck in one little experience. Don't seek yourself in one little experience because you're not there. You'll never find yourself there. And the moment that you start grasping for it, the next moment has already come. And then the next moment, the next perfect moment, the next beautiful thing has already come and flowed. It flowed into your life. And what are you going to say no to it? The moment that you say no to the current moment, the moment you are not surrendered and do not have faith. Do you see? It is very binary. The moment that you have even the slightest resistance, it can be judging. You judge somebody, you're like, oh my God, what is she wearing? Oh my God, like what this crazy person, this homeless person walked in. Oh my God, they're crazy. They're mentally ill. They're like, oh my God, and I have to sit with them? Like, ew, you know? Instead of just letting it happen. And as quickly as it came into your life, it'll be gone. If it's a situation that you don't want to be around, or get up and leave. But if you know that there's really no escaping it, then just fully let go and just like dive head balls deep into it, man. Dive balls deep into it. Welcome it. It's fucking insane to think this way, but that's where the magic lies. Do you see? It sounds insane. You're like, this guy's telling me to welcome the homeless insane person? To welcome? Yes. Yes. Make them your friend. I'm not saying literally befriend them. I'm saying let them be. They're not going to harm you unless they got a knife and they're about to like stab you, like, okay, then maybe you got to like move and, disarm them, whatever you got to do. Okay. But I'm talking about like maybe they're loud, maybe they're noisy, maybe they smell, maybe who knows what. Just deal with it, bro. You're a grown-up, aren't you? Or maybe you're not. Maybe you're still a little kid. You never matured. You never had to deal with any difficulties in your life, right? Come on now. We're all adults here, aren't we? I hope so. Part of growing up is realizing that you can't change everything. So what use is it in fighting it? What use is there in fighting the present moment? Now, one thing I want to also point out is that when you're like really, really grounded and rooted in this like divine aspect, when it's in you, when you have found the God in you, when you have unraveled the layers, the multifaceted layers of your mind and the body, and you have reached the core of who you are, that energy carries more. It's stuff just magically happens for you because you see the signs. It's like I'm always flowing with whatever signs I see. And they lead me to sometimes miraculous stuff happening and popping up in my life. And it's perfect, always. And so, because I was in this turmoil before, most of my life I was depressed and upset and suffering, right? I was reflecting that out. And then life was giving me more of that turmoil. But then now, I turn the turmoil into peace. That is now the power that has been bestowed on me. Is that because I'm the peace, I bring it everywhere I go. So I'm the beacon. I'm the channel. I'm the conduit. That's just like, he's out there. You turn off this video and then you know that Darius is out there doing his thing, being the light. And I hope that you guys join me and you guys are out there being the light, being the example. Not reacting to everything. You're not, I just observe, I chill. I'll go to the park and I'll sit down and I'll just look at people. I'll just oh, how beautiful. Look at the beautiful woman. Look at the beautiful child. Look at the beautiful dog. And everyone's beautiful. Everyone in all shapes and sizes and colors and creeds and religious backgrounds and nationalities and ethnicities and whatever. Everyone's beautiful in their own way. It's amazing. And you're outside of the judging mind that's just oh my God, what is she wearing? What shoes does he have on? They're just the most shallow and superficial stuff. Get rid of that part of you. Do not entertain those thoughts that pop up. And if they do pop up, say, oh my God, did I just really think that? Don't judge yourself though. Don't condemn yourself for it, but notice it. And the more that you notice it, it starts to lose power because you're oh, that's not me. That's a lie. Anytime you're judging, you're resistant. You're resisting the isness of what they are. Don't you see that? And that creates suffering in you. And then you're passing on that suffering in them. Subconsciously, they feel your judgment. Or maybe even consciously, they notice that gross look on your face. You're I can't believe she wore that. Oh my God, they have tattoos and piercings. If you don't vibe with that, cool, but let them live their lives in peace. Are they mocking you for what you're wearing? You hypocrite. Right? Are they looking at you with an open heart and they're oh my God, I accept you fully as you are. You're perfect. Thank you for gracing me with your presence. That's how I look at life now. I go outside and I am blessing everything. I am thank you, Lord, for bringing this person. And I'm not always consciously thinking that. It's just a state of being that you are. You're just happy and oh, thank you. An eternal state of gratitude. That is where the faith lies. That is where the surrender is. The gratitude also. Thank you. And because I'm so convinced, because I'm deluded, right? Oh, he's crazy that he believes. Because I'm so firm in this faith and belief that I have. No one has the faith that I have. That's how delusional I am. Okay? Because I'm so faithful, it happens in real time for me what I need. And if I want it to, I can just say it and it happens. That's the fucking delusional part. You can't, that's not possible. That's not possible. Okay, if you say so. If you say so. Because everyone's so convinced by this reality and the laws of physics and the laws of, that they don't get that these laws can bend and sometimes be broken. Jesus is feeding people out of 2 loaves and 5 fish or whatever it was, right? He's creating out of thin air. He's here you go. And he's not creating anything. It's just he knows that when he if he needs to call on the divine provides. And he's not out here like asking for like Bugattis and freaking Maseratis and 5 yachts in the ocean that just sit there and nobody, he's just asking for a little bit of food to help feed these people that are hungry. Do you see how it's like almost like this primal need that you need to tap into for the manifestation to come out? You're not going to get all of this extra shit that you think you need that you really don't need. Oh Lord, I have so much faith, I believe in you so much, and I believe in the law of attraction so much, the law of attraction, I believe in it so much that I really need this most perfect ideal job for me. I really need this girl. She needs to be like 5'8", blue eyes with like brunette, because that's my type. And if she doesn't look that way, I'm sorry, you did bad, God. Even though the woman that he brings into your life instead is perfect. Like literally, she's still attractive. She doesn't meet your prerequisite requirements, right? But on the inside, she's the most magnificent creature you've ever come across. But you're not giving her a chance because you've already weeded out any potentialities in her based on your superficial, limited, unknowing metrics that you put on stuff, expectations. Your little mind can't like fathom the greatness of what may lie in the next moment. And so when it shows up and it can pleasantly surprise you if you have no expectations and you live the spontaneous, just like fully blissed out life where you're just walking, you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what the divine has in store for me today. Because I have that faith that I am always protected, that everyone is protected. Even if you have an accident or you get like an illness, you're still protected. The isness of who you are, the eternal part of you, can never be harmed. And there's no need to fear death. It's just the transition point to the great beyond, in which you may or may not incarnate again. You're just going to go on to the next chapter of your life. So why is there... It's okay, it's natural to fear the death because you don't want the physical body to end. And a lot of the times we're just afraid of pain. We're not necessarily even afraid of the death itself. It's just pain that we're afraid of because it hurts. But when you're fully present, you can take the pain. It isn't like something that you're resisting, because the resisting makes the pain even worse. Have you noticed that? That when you're cold outside and the more you resist the cold, the colder you feel. But then if you just you're I'll just feel the cold. And then it just kind of passes through you. You're still cold, but it's not dominating you. You are the force of nature. The cold is nothing. When you guys realize that, when you tap into that delusional part of yourself, okay? When you realize that you're that force of nature, every single one of you, every person that I'm talking to, you guys are a force of fucking nature. You are the hurricane. You are the tornado. I mean it. You guys think when the Native Americans were doing the rain dance and they're channeling their energy and praying to the divine for rain and then God makes it rain? You guys think that's a delusion? You're going to argue with the fact that the rain came after they prayed for it? They're like, hey, God, we're in need of rain. He's like, I got you, bro. And then here's the rain. And you're like, oh, cool. Science can't account for that stuff, guys. I'm sorry. It cannot account for human intention. It cannot account for my state of being. It can't. It's the X part of the equation, the unknown variable. You are that. Whatever you think you are, if you believe it strong enough. But God kind of reins that in if you start becoming truly delusional in it. It's like, okay, you're a little off, bro. I'm not going to start entertaining all of these ridiculous things that you're saying. But if he knows that you know the faith, and he knows that he's tested you and you've come through in spades, you're just like, he's like, man, you aced everything, Darius. You came out of the darkest fucking hell. He's like, I'm so proud of you, my son. You know, like thank you. Because God thanks us too. You guys think it's like a one-way street where we're giving gratitude? God's giving gratitude to us for fulfilling his grand experiment. He will always love us because we are him, and it's like when people tell you love yourself and like really love yourself, right? It would be like God not loving himself if he didn't love you. And so you are provided for. You are protected. That's where you draw the faith from. That's where you surrender into, knowing that. And I can't give you that belief. Like, I can't be like, guys, listen, Darius, he's been talking for half an hour, right? And he's just like, he's blue in the face talking about this stuff. If you still don't get it, you're never going to get it. Do you see? Like, there has to be a leap of faith. There has to be some part of you that's resonating with it. It's like, oh, I kind of get that. I kind of do feel that. Okay, well now, if even just a little part of you gets it, now expand on that. That part of you that might get it, take that and run with it. Like let it live in you, that part of you, that hopes and dreams, that is like so okay with life. You know, it's not just oh my God, another miserable day. I have to get up and I have to shower and get ready for work. And I have to sit in traffic for an hour to get to work. And I have to go to this shitty job that barely pays me anything. And I have all these bills piling up and I don't know what I'm going to do. And I hate this job and I hate how it makes me feel. Then fucking get rid of your job. Quit your job. Like, what are you doing fighting it? Every part of your being despises that fucking job. But Darius, if I quit that job, then I'm not going to have enough money to pay my bills. And then next thing I know, in 3 months, I'm on the street. Then you're on the street. Oh no, you're dead. Like one of everyone's biggest fears is ending up homeless. They're like, oh no, I'm going to be homeless. And then what's going to happen? My life is over if I'm homeless. No, dude, it's just a stepping stone. Maybe you go into a homeless shelter for like 6 weeks and it buys you enough time to find that next job. What I'm saying is like take the leap of faith. Trust in the God that will provide for you. I promise you, like let's say Jessica, she hates her job. She's like, oh my God, I can't stand my job. Lord, please help me. The moment that Jessica quits her job, God's like, it's on now. He's like, Jessica, just quit. Hey guys. And he's like, all the angels and all the ancestors and all the beings are rejoicing. Jessica woke up. She's going with how she feels. She's like, I don't want to feel this way anymore. And she quit her job, guys. What are we going to do to help her? Everybody. And everybody gets on it. God starts to create this perfect plan for you. And now that you've taken that leap of faith, now that you've surrendered to how you feel, are you going to notice the signs in each moment to guide you to your next job? Are you going to persevere through any difficulties? So you ended up homeless. Oh no, you've lost everything. You're at rock bottom. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom to get to the next stage in your life. Guys, I've been homeless multiple times. It's nothing to fear. I've been through so much shit you couldn't know. Okay? But when I was homeless, my life wasn't over. It was just a temporary stage of what I had to go through to get to the next stage, the seasons of your life. But if every single time I was homeless, I just like shut down and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to kill myself. And I went to the tallest building and I just jumped off. Like, then where would I be now? I wouldn't be sharing this message with you on this video if I had given up 10, 20 years ago whenever all this stuff happened. And like I'm using homelessness as one example. It can be anything. It can be anything. You're like, oh no, if I like don't have my job, then I'm gonna lose my car. And then take public transportation for a little bit, man. Like, there's solutions to your problems, I promise you. I promise you. You might not have thought of them yet, but they are there. That is the faith, man. Believe that you're gonna be provided for. The beauty of everything that is, it's infinite. It provides, it creates. You are that. And so when you when you start taking that just a little leap of faith, man, I'm not talking about like getting to where I'm at, where like I have all this faith, all this faith, like I'm the shit. No, I'm just saying, even a little bit, just a little spark, just a little brief moment of inspiration, follow it. It will lead you. Get in touch with your intuition. Shut off the mind. Let's say you're still, right? If you can even get to 15 seconds, 10 seconds of stillness, okay? Don't think. Right now, sit with me, 10 seconds. I'm not thinking, by the way. I'm just looking at the timer, right? So 10 seconds, about 10 seconds went by. What's the next thought that comes in? Look at it. Look at that thought. What does it say? Is it negative? Does it make you feel like shit? Is it like Darius is crazy? He's a fucking retard. Like turn the TV off. Like, I don't want to talk to this guy. Or is it like, wow, like, oh, I can do it. I can take control of my life and do it. Oh my God, thanks, man. I'll see you on the flip side, bro. Like, fist bump. Like, yo, let's go. We got this. We got this. That's the faith. To know, and I mean really know, the divine knowing, the knowing of the knowing. You don't know how you know, you just know. I don't know where that piece of info came from. I don't know where that feeling was that just everything was going to be okay. I don't know. All of a sudden my brain turned off and I just knew. I don't know how I knew. I just did it. I don't know. That knowing, that tremendous, just like overwhelming knowing, that's faith. It's beyond words, guys. So much negativity out there now in life. So many people, it's like I reference this sometimes, but like for the prophecy to happen, for the new earth to come in, for the 1,000 years of peace, and for the destruction and then like the rebuilding, for the fear and the resistance and like just like the panic and the desperation, it has to accelerate and reach the tipping point before it shocks people into some change. And so that's what we've been going through the past 10, 20, 30 years, is more and more people are disillusioned, more and more people are getting depressed, more and more people are anxious, more and more people are getting frustrated with society and how everything is set up, our culture, all of these things, right? We're getting frustrated with it more and more. And then hopefully there's that tipping point where people wake up out of it. That it's just too much suffering and pain to ignore. Like, man, I don't know. I'm sick of feeling like shit all the time, every fucking day. I'm sick of it. Maybe I should do something about it. Well, if you're not going to do something about it, then who is? If you're not going to have faith, if you're not going to surrender to the beauty of life, then who is? Like, yeah, go and like I guess the next person's going to have to step up and like take your place because you're just like, And then like in the Gospel of Thomas, where Jesus is talking about, because like some of this stuff isn't in, maybe it is, like, but there's this part where he's like, and your families and your friends, like you'll be 3 against 2. You'll be like in a household of 5 and you'll be 3 against 2. And you're like, why would I divide my household? Why would it break off that way? I love my family. And there's like, no, each individual person is either going to see or they're not going to see. Each individual person, when the time calls, when that calling comes, they're going to answer the call or they're not. They're going to reach that tipping point and they're either going to succumb to it and just like give in and like give up, or they're going to persevere and they're going to like take it head on. That's the 3 versus 2. Because he knows it's not about familial ties and friendship. It's incumbent upon each individual soul and finding the faith and surrendering and letting go to how life is going to unfold. And there's the balance to it. There's surrendering and letting life unfold perfectly. And there's also your choice in each moment and how you pick and choose where you flow and what you influence and what you say and what you do, right? It's a symbiotic relationship. I'm not totally in control of the external moment, right? There's other people, there's animals, there's trees, there's plants, there's the ocean and the winds and the sun, and there's all these external things, right? But I'm living, am I not? I'm a part of life, am I not? You're a part of life, are you not? So you do have some influence, don't you? And the more you become rooted, the more you become still, the greater your influence grows. The more power your word carries. The more faith, the more miraculous things happen in your life. They cannot be explained. There's no, like, I can't explain miraculous stuff. Nobody can explain it, guys. That's why it's a miracle. But believe me, they happen and they exist. We've gone so far down the path of science in our modern society with all this stuff that if we don't see it, we don't believe it anymore. There's no more belief in the unseen. Lots of atheists, lots of agnostics, lots of, I don't know. And for a moment, not even a moment, for a period in my life, I had kind of given up on God too. I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of iffy on this because like my life has gone to shit. And so the victimhood that I was carrying around, and I'm not saying that if you're an atheist, you're a victim. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying my own victimhood made me a bit of an agnostic. I was like, okay, maybe there's a greater power in there, but I don't really like believe. But not like I believe now. What a blessing it is to wake up out of those stormy nights. To have nothing but suffering on the horizon. To like know that like the next morning I'm going to wake up and I'm going to hate my fucking life. Every day I'm going to hate my life. To wake up out of that and now all I see is sunny skies. It could be the shittiest weather outside and I'm like, whoa, this is cool. Look at the wind. Look at the snow. Oh my God, it's cold. Great, let's go experience that, because when it's hot, I might want a little bit of that cold. And when it's cold, I might want a little bit of that hot. So enjoy it when it comes up. And guys, I'm not saying like be delusional and like enjoy things that you don't enjoy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if something that's a little difficult that you might not like happens, endure it. Don't give up. That's what life is about, is testing and growing and testing, tests and growth and tests until you've grown so much that maybe these tests are just bullshit now. You don't really need them anymore because you've kind of been tested to the nth degree. You're like, hey man, I've pretty much taken your best shot. And I'm not saying just in this life. You've gone through it in many lives in the past. And so what you're dealing with right now is just one little fragment of all of the stuff that you've dealt with, the lessons that you've learned. And you're always growing and you're always ascending and you're always learning. And then you come back to that faith. You, after all these lives, are starting to wake up. Each time you incarnate, a little bit more you remember. You're like, oh, I remember that. I think I've seen that before. I think that thing that Darius was talking about, I've felt that before. I don't know. And it starts like unraveling and ungluing this part of you that was stuck. And now there's more space for it to expand into within you, for it to come in and like become a part of you. But the thing is, it's already a part of you. But there's just like all this gunk. You're like a coal that needs to be turned into the diamond. The coal, it's dense, it's dark, right? It's like sooty, it's grimy. But you pressure it enough, and you just keep smashing it, and then through pressure, it like crystallizes, and now it's crystal clear, and the light shines through.